What's up, folks? Breaking news. Person of interest has been caught allegedly. We're still trying to find out what's going on here. It is very, very early here in LA. Just got woken up and saw this or was called. Buddy of mine called me to let me know. We'll get to the bottom of it. Stay tuned right now here on Nerd Report. Excuse me. Here we go as you all settle in. Let's get this on here. We got some I'll be playing the report for you all. Stay on 1 second. All right. Here we go. This via Fox and Friends. Trump says there's a person of interest, I believe. Let's see. I don't know what's up with this internet. What's up, everyone? Welcome in. Possible person of interest caught, according to Trump. I apologize for the lack of organization here. Let's see what's going on. Breaking news. President Trump announced Charlie Kirk's killer is now in custody. This according to the tweet. We'll get to the bottom of it. Stay tuned. Right now, I'm going to play this video for you. I'm going to get the audio ready. Thanks, everybody, for coming on in here. As we get ready to watch this. Again, I apologize for not being very organized, but I just thought I'd jump out and show you this real quick. I got the video right now. Stay put, please. All right, here we go. Let's see what's going on here. Let me know if you guys could hear this.
Yesterday, you were at the 9/11 memorial. We were all watching that.
Yeah.
J.D. Vance was supposed to be with you. He went out to be with Charlie Kirk's family and to get the body back to his hometown in Arizona. And you said you were going to award him the Presidential Medal of Freedom, which is very nice of you. Any updates on the suspect?
Yeah. Can I always say, I think, just to protect us all, and so Fox doesn't get sued, and we all don't get sued, and everything else. But I think with a high degree of certainty, we have him in custody. Right? In custody. Everyone did a great job. We worked with the local police, the governor. Everybody did a great job. Getting somebody that started off with a clip that made him look like an ant.
Wow.
That was almost useless. We just saw there was somebody up there. And so much work has been done over the last 2.5 days. It's amazing, actually, when you start off with that and then all of a sudden has been done over the last. You get lucky or talent or whatever it is. But I think we're in great shape. And he's in custody.
Wow. That's a few minutes ago. Interesting. Let me play that again as you guys get in here. What do you guys think?
Yesterday, you were at the 9/11 memorial. We were all watching that.
Yeah.
J.D. Vance was supposed to be with you. He went out to be with Charlie Kirk's family and to get the body back to his hometown in Arizona. And you said you were going to award him the Presidential Medal of Freedom, which is very nice of you. Any updates on the suspect?
Yeah. Can I always say, I think, just to protect us all, and so Fox doesn't get sued, and we all don't get sued, and everything else. But I think with a high degree of certainty, we have him in custody. Right? In custody. Everyone did a great job. We worked with the local police, the governor. Everybody did a great job. Getting somebody that you start off with absolutely nothing. And we started off with a clip that made him look like an ant. That was almost useless. We just saw there was somebody up there. And so much work has been done over the last 2.5 days. It's amazing, actually, when you start off with that and then all of a sudden you get lucky or talent or whatever it is. But I think we're in great shape. And he's in custody.
All right. So thank you for that, Jenny. We'll look for the press conference, folks. If you're just coming in, person of interest caught very casually reported here by the president, to be honest. So that's starting to trend right now. They got him. Okay. That is trending right now. They got him. It's been a crazy week. Hit that one if you guys got notified. Also, let me know if you just got in here so I could replay what's going on. I'm learning as I go. This is breaking news, obviously. I'll have the press conference up. Okay, so there's more news breaking right now. It's going crazy right now.
Fired a single shot from a nearby rooftop.
All right. So press conference coming on in here. Project Metal. Everybody, thank you so much. Replay it. I'm going to be replaying it right now, folks. Thank you. This is Nerd Report. Person of interest caught. Press conference coming in pretty soon, at least according to Jenny here. But I have no reason to think she doesn't know what she's talking about. She probably does. So we're gonna get that up here. Are you guys ready for the press conference? Press conference at 9. What time is it now? Person of interest caught. What time is it now, folks?
Yesterday, you were at the 9/11 memorial. We were all watching that.
Yeah.
JD Vance was supposed to be with you. He went out to be with Charlie Kirk's family and to get the body back to his hometown in Arizona. And you said you were going to award him the Presidential Medal of Freedom, which is very nice of you. Any updates on the suspect?
Yeah. Can I always say, I think, just to protect us all, and so Fox doesn't get sued and we all don't get sued and everything else. But I think with a high degree of certainty, we have him in custody. Right? In custody. Everyone did a great job. We worked with the local police, the governor. Everybody did a great job. You know, getting somebody that you start off with absolutely nothing. We started off with a clip that made him look like an ant. That was almost useless. We just saw there was somebody up there. And so much work has been done over the last 2.5 days. You know, it's amazing, actually, when you start off with that and then all of a sudden you get lucky or talent or whatever it is. But yeah, I think we're in great shape.
Mr. President,
he's in
Valley
custody.
University. He was there, and he. Yet, once we get that shot, we're going to pull it up on your screen so you can see it. One thing I did want to ask you, Scott, is you have obviously the perspective from one agency that's involved in this, but how exactly would you say that local, state, and federal law enforcement work together on something this major, something like this? Does the federal agency kind of take over once they arrive on scene? How does all of that work?
I wouldn't say they take over. I know the FBI, especially when the director put out, hey, we're sending.
As far as the press conference is concerned, how
I feel comfortable in saying that throughout the whole country.
How long before it starts? Sorry, no, like 15 minutes?
Formal task forces, there are informal task forces that come up all of a sudden, and they are federal, state, and local. So even though we haven't heard from them, I would imagine that prosecutors were involved very early in this. And so thereby, behind the scenes, outside of public view, they are determining who is going to be the lead. If a person is taken into custody.
All right, stay tuned. I will be live for that.
Is going to be in front of that person doing the interview. It is now up to the interviewers to be able to extract the right information they need, while you now have investigators that are either doing search warrants on vehicles, residents, wherever have you, to be able to say, is the person that the interviewers are talking to the person that we have in order to be able to fill out an affidavit and be able to get an arrest warrant. So it's integral right now, and I would imagine it's already been set up, that if this person was taken into custody, that the interviewers were already predestined to who they might be, which may be both a federal as well as the local lead detective for the actual homicide.
Once again, we're going to have the press conference here, folks. Stay here with Nerd Report.
Questions do you hope are going to be answered during this news conference? Again, we're just about maybe 10 minutes away from the scheduled start time of 9 a.m. Eastern time.
Can you guys hear the audio okay?
Do you hope could be answered, as there are some details that we do know, quite a few of them, but still so many questions?
I think ultimately the motive, if this person is talking with the interviewers, it's not going to be something that's going to be readily available.
We're not going
by
to get
the
the
9
motive
a.m.
today.
press conference, and so they want to make sure that there's a reasonable certainty that the person in custody and hopefully talking is the person responsible for the crime. Remember, we've already had day one a couple of pieces of information that gotten out that a person of interest or a person is in custody, and then ultimately that person is released, which sends shockwaves and lack of security to those who are listening and watching. So I would hope that this press conference at least has enough information where the law enforcement, those who are providing the press conference, can say they hope that reasonable press conference at least the person enough information is the person responsible for the shooting, and the investigation is continuing. And then, of course, the interview I can see going on for quite a bit of time, because I've always said, no matter what, the motive which we all seek lies alone with the person who has did this. It is in their heart and mind.
This is going to be big,
and
folks.
They can write things and so forth. But without an interview,
good morning, Atomic Wire. Thank you for giving us the information.
Hopefully, here we will know the answers.
And you can see right.
By the way, Atomic Wire is a person who told me about the news. Woke me up.
The podium set up. We are likely to hear from Governor Spencer Cox, there, a Republican, over in Utah, as well as the Utah Department of Public Safety. Some other officials could be there, the FBI special agent in charge. It's not clear if Kash Patel will be there again, the FBI director. He spoke, or actually was there just last night, and he was seen looking on the rooftop of that building alongside others there, because, again, the rooftop is where that suspect apparently fired the single shot that did hit Charlie Kirk, killing him on Wednesday there at Utah Valley University. Scott, I appreciate you taking the time to join us here as we wait for this news conference to get underway. I wanted to ask you about the reward itself. We talked about this just a bit.
Folks, quick question. Did everyone get notified? Are the notifications working? Let me know in the comments. And also, please take this moment to hit the like button so people do get notified. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a great
There you go.
Incentive. And there are many people who are in need. There are people who perhaps are, hey, I have no skin in the game, and so thereby I see something, but I'm not really going to say something. The money is a good, at least getting them over the hump to say, but you know what, I'll make a call and see if it means anything. So I think the reward money is always good. I don't know what the actual stats are with regards to payouts, but I know in the crimes that I have investigated over the years, where we have, for example, in our state, Crime Stoppers, and then of course, if we had needed additional money, we would ask it through our resources through the FBI, and they have been good to us. But at the same time, law enforcement was moving quickly to do their thing, and ultimately it comes down to law enforcement may have made an arrest where an award money was not needed. And in this case, if the stories are true, where it's a family member that turned in the individual, perhaps this person is going to say, I don't want the money. That's not why I did it.
And that's something that we'll definitely wait to kind of see as we wait for this news conference to get underway. Again, we do have several different live vantage points that we are keeping an eye on. The podium is set up and ready to go. And for the most part, I would say, except for the canceled news conference that was set for yesterday afternoon, for the most part, officials have been showing up on time. So it's likely we could actually see this start.
You probably caught them
yesterday.
Next
10 minutes or so. We're keeping an eye on those vantage points. You can see right there, officials checking the microphones and making sure everything is in order and ready to go. I want to see That person appears to be walking away, so I'm not sure if we
All right, here
are
we
going
go.
to get them checking this. Let me lift up the audio just to see if we can hear anything. Them checking this. Let me lift up the audio just to see if we can hear. All right, so they're actually working, it looks like, to fix the audio. Not sure if they are having an issue
lift up the audio
with essentially what's called a box there that everyone plugs into to get the audio from the microphone. But it appears they are having some audio issues, so that is what they are working to kind of figure out here. One thing that's interesting is Jackie Heinrich over at Fox News, who joins us here on Live
Well,
Now.
hopefully they get the audio
She
loud.
did say that sources had provided some information late last night about the potential arrest identity of a suspect. She says they've been working this for hours. So it sounds as though this person could have been identified and arrested hours ago, not just when President Trump came out and said,
Well, I think that's the case. Here we go. You're saying the dad turned them in. We'll find out right now. We'll find out.
Test 1 2 3 test 5 6.
Can you guys hear that? Is it loud? You guys think test?
Test 4 5 2 3 6 5 7 8 9 10 7 8 9 10 test 1 test 2 test 3 1 2 3.
Thank you, Project Mental.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. We got the notification that this was going to be just a few minutes before President Trump made those statements on television. And so, as we've been told yesterday, developments are happening rapidly in this investigation, where we know that two sources were brought to bear.
Please take a moment, folks, to share this video out. Please share this video out on your social media. Please take a moment to, especially on X, if you can, and let me know if you did that. I'll give you a shout out on the feed.
That works perfectly.
We know that the federal law enforcement is working to trace that weapon, and that's the sort of information that we put together that would be helpful in the prosecution at that stage. And like you said, I think right now a lot of people are worried that the person who was responsible for the shooting was still out there. Those folks are going to be hearing this news for
7:30. So 7:30 is the earliest probably.
I do a lot of Zooms, and so I really. Okay, I'll tell Eddie. Thank you.
Almost want to go knock to your door. Well, you can, but I'm not. My video is not off. Are you working today, Atomic Wire? Thank you for sharing. You could call in. I mean, after this, I may just go back to sleep. I'm beat. Thanks, everybody, for watching. By the way, thanks everyone for their support the past few days. It's been hard covering this.
1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 1 2 3 1 2 3
Mentally, right?
1 2 3.
Thank you for sharing, Astrid. Who else shared? Project Metal, thank you for sharing. Mary, thanks for sharing.
We're in the mix now.
Anyone else sharing on X would be great. Press conference is starting right now, folks.
Well, obviously, anticipation. We are waiting to get more information. We are waiting for the opportunity to ask questions, to try and fill out some more of the details, to add to that fantastic reporting that Evan was just giving you on air now. I would guess that by the level of preparation,
For those that didn't hear, 7:30 at the soonest, so at least 30 minutes, possibly more.
Just hearing now, it's going to be at least 30 minutes, John.
Okay, we got 30 minutes, folks.
Here on the campus in Orem, Utah.
Thank you for sharing,
Get
Tammy.
more information. We expect that Kash Patel, the director of the FBI, will be here. I imagine that the governor of Utah might be here. Of course, the Utah Public Safety will be here.
Meanwhile, let's get the likes up, folks. Not because we like the stream. Obviously, this is a bad situation, but so we could get you guys could get notified next time. Hit the like button. Thank you. Sorry, Lewis, I don't have X and never will. Okay. Once again, folks, if you have social media, please do me a favor and share this video out, especially X, because that's where like everybody gets their news from.
Mic check, 1, 2, 3.
I know Project
1,
Metal
2,
did it.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3.
No, they're gonna start.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Mic check, 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good with
Who
that?
watches you eat breakfast?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Everybody good? Keep going. 1, 2, 3.
Presidents
4, 5,
do
6,
sit with
7,
the
8,
news
9,
organizations,
10.
Monkey.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Check 1, check 2, check 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Image for you guys coming in, 7:30 is the earliest start time for this now, so you guys are all aware. You good? Everybody? We'll do another check in about 15.
All right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Once again, Trump has confirmed person of interest in custody.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Check, check.
I think he said 13,
1,
30
2,
minutes.
check, check, check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Check, check, check. 1, 2, check, 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 check. Check, check, check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Checking.
All right, folks. Once again, to ensure that you get notified, hit that like button. That helps it.
come back up in about 10 or 15 for another one. Thank you.
Morning. All right, let's check out the announcement real quick.
They say
Memorial. We were all watching that.
Yeah.
JD Vance was supposed to be with you. He went out to
Right.
be with Charlie Kirk's family and to get the body back to his hometown in Arizona. And you said you were going to award him the Presidential Medal of Freedom, which
That's
was
right.
very nice of you. Any updates on the suspect?
Yeah. Can I always say, I think, just to protect us all, and so Fox doesn't get sued and we all don't get sued and everything else. But I think with a high degree of certainty, we have him in custody, right? In custody. Everyone did a great job. We worked with the local police, the governor. Everybody did a great job. You know, getting somebody that you start off with absolutely nothing. And we started off with a clip that made him look like an ant that was almost useless. We just saw there was somebody up there. And so much work has been done over the last 2.5 days. You know, it's amazing, actually, when you start off with that and then all of a sudden you get lucky or talent or whatever it is. But yeah, I think we're in great shape.
Mr.
And
President.
he's in custody.
All right, that's a big announcement. But was it AI? I'm kidding.
Yesterday, you were at the 9/11 memorial. We were all watching that.
Yeah.
JD Vance was supposed to be with you. He went out to
Right.
be with Charlie Kirk's family and to get the body back to his hometown in Arizona. And you said you were going to award him the Presidential Medal of Freedom, which
That's
was
right.
very nice of you. Any updates on the suspect?
Yeah. Can I always say, I think, just to protect us all, and so Fox doesn't get sued and we all don't get sued and everything else. But I think with a high degree of certainty, we have him in custody, right? In custody. Everyone did a great job. We worked with the local police, the governor. Everybody did a great job. You
Thank
know,
you.
getting somebody that you start off with absolutely nothing. And we started off with a clip that made him look like an ant that was almost useless. We just saw there was somebody up there. And so much work has been done over the last 2.5 days. You know, it's amazing, actually, when you start off with that and then all of a sudden you get lucky or talent or whatever it is. But yeah, I think we're in great shape.
Mr.
And
President.
he's in custody.
Yeah, there you go.
Said with absolute certainty they had the man who had committed murder only to have to correct himself.
Man, I gotta be honest with you. I've seen so many disgusting videos from people. At the very least, you should be upset because this was a fascist action to do that to someone for their free speech, to stop their free speech. So there's no in the middle here. You should be against this, period. People are disgusting. You should be upset at this fascist action. Shooting someone just because you don't like what they say, even if you disagree with them. But yet we got a bunch of dummies on TikTok celebrating this. Oh, by the way, I have big news, folks. Atomic Wire, are you watching right now? I have big news no one's talking about. Hit that one if you're listening. I need everyone to listen to this one. All right, let me get this. Let me get this up for you. This is crazy, man. This is crazy. Um, let me actually see if I can share this with you. Again, we get a lot of stuff here on Nerd Report that no one else is talking about. This is nuts. All right, Atomic Wire. You don't know about this, man, but check this out. Let me get this up here. Where the hell did the link go? Oh, wow. It's not even showing up. Stay. All right, here we go. Hold on a second. All right, are you guys watching the screen? Do you all know this guy? This is relevant to the story, actually. Okay. So I'm watching Billy D. Williams, Lando Calrissian, Star Wars is Facebook, and he's doing tributes to Charlie Kirk, right? But I start noticing he's doing. Oh, screw you, Facebook. He's doing too many, right? So it turns out someone hacked Billy D. Williams' Facebook account and is posting nonstop tributes to Charlie Kirk. It's nuts. Well, at least that's what I gather, because according to his brother, his son, you know, it's crazy, man. Yeah, so someone hacked into Billy D. Williams' Facebook, and you seen it? Yeah, dude, it's crazy, nonstop, like 100 posts about this, because he posted, and I thought, okay, it's fine. He posts one or two things, right? And then it just kept going, and I think he got hacked.
Check, check, check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Check, check, check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Gotcha. All of them. They said the mic check was super modulated on that audio. The audio.
Okay, so here's another thing, man. This is all allegedly. This is part of the reason why this happened to Charlie, man. Is bullshit like this, like people spreading misinformation allegedly, okay? This is Stephen King. Stephen King says, I was wrong. I apologized. I have deleted the post. Someone said, I'd say Stephen King should be ashamed of himself, but what's the point? This tweet right here, he advocated stoning gays to death. Just saying. Where did he do that? You need to apologize to the Kirk family, make it right. So apparently, see, these celebrities tweet out anything, man, and they create this. That's why, man, people actually believe this. They don't do their own research. So that's crazy. So he's been retweeting negativity, demonizing people, and now he has to apologize for it. Stephen King, the biggest idiot ever. Yeah, we are reporting that as well.
After those two individuals were interviewed at police, they started receiving threats from other members of the public because their names were out there as people obviously had to do that because those two people had been cleared. So that was also, I think, the driver in trying to get someone, these suspects, attacked more quickly. So attention would, in some instances, not be focused on individuals like that. I can tell you that there was a press on campus yesterday, not related to these initial investigations. Essentially, there was someone, the campus was closed, who wandered off the campus, crossed the police station into the crime scene area on that courtyard. Officers obviously immediately engaged there, trying to find out who was the other.
Hey, thank you so much, Deanna. Deanna, thanks for that super chat. Thanks for the support. For Christians and everyone who believes in God, this is significant. His heavenly Father, with help from his worldly father, convince him to confess. Is that we don't know exactly what happened? We'll see. We'll see. But that's the rumor.
Check.
All right, I'm going to drop a link for Atomic Wire. Atomic Wire, I'm going to give you a link in the comments. That's for you only. Atomic Wire, call in. Thanks for the support, by the way, Deanna. Let's get some hearts for Deanna. Thanks for the support. If you guys want to support the channel, you can send in a super chat. Thank you. Super chat. What's up, bro?
Good
Welcome
morning,
in
bro.
Atomic Wire.
How you doing? How's everyone doing?
Good.
Yeah, so I got to tell you, Louis, it's kind of surprising how casually the president, dropped that that they had caught someone. He's going through his interview and he goes, "Oh yeah, by the way, yeah, we got someone in custody," and it's true that the president did say that it appears that it was his father who convinced him, and with the help of a minister, they knew a marshal, and they turned the guy in.
Man, it's not so. Is it possible this person may be? You've been seeing those pictures that have been floating around, right?
Yeah, and here's the thing: is I don't know, one of the things, and I was having this conversation with, with a couple friends yesterday, and while we all are assuming because of the hatred that Charlie got, right, that it's someone that tends to that it's a left wing fanatic or a left wing radical, right? Let's not forget that there was some infighting going on between, in the conservative movement as well. And there's some people on the far right that no one likes to associate with, the Nick Fuentes stands, right? And they were having issues. So my thing is, look, before I don't want to say who I think it is, right? But because we don't know. Well, what the actual motivation was, we don't know. We think, right? Common sense says that it's most likely a left-wing radical that didn't like Charlie Kirk. But until we find out, until they make an announcement, I think we need to wait.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I never accused anyone. I never thought it was
Regardless what the motivation was, the end result's the same, right? Charlie Kirk, a peacemaker, because that's what he was. Yes, he would like to debate, was assassinated because people didn't like his speech. And you're spot on, Louis. You know, the only people that are okay with things like this happening are the same people that would have been okay with what the Germans did to the Jews in the 40s, in the 30s, right?
Yeah.
It's the same people. No difference, right? No
Well,
difference.
they
If
don't
you
want you to
don't believe,
compare that because that is the truth. That's why they get offended when you compare the two. But they're exactly the same. I mean,
Louis.
obviously the Germans are what happened over there was way worse, but it's
Yeah,
very similar.
but it started with one, right? And that's the kind of like the point that Gina Carano said, a couple years ago, right? That it started with neighbors turning on neighbors, and you know what, Louis, you and I have similar backgrounds. We have we have Cuban heritage in us, and in Cuba the same thing happens. You can't openly talk in Cuba. Talk to your family members, and they'll tell you that in each neighborhood there's a rat. There's someone, they call them G2, G2, okay? And these
They have that
people are
here.
called
It's called. They have that here too. It's called those whatever, man. Those the women with the earrings in their nose. Those are the same people. They rat
yeah,
you out when. Yeah.
that's exactly what happens in Cuba, right? So in Cuba, the moment someone gets out of line in the neighborhood, or the moment someone says something or suspicious, you have someone in the neighborhood that's literally directly reporting to, right, to the government, right? And that's when people would get arrested and people would go to jail for anything, whether it was religion, because of they were saying something against the Castro regime, whatever it might be, and people would go to jail. And worse, I don't know about you, Louis, but, I had family members in the 60s that died at the hands of Che Guevara and Fidel Castro, so I take freedom of speech, I love this country and I love the opportunity it gave my parents, and the fact that I was born here with freedom, I appreciate that wholeheartedly. But because of that, the First and the Second Amendment is to me, it's so important. It's so important. We were given the First Amendment, and the Second Amendment was given to us to protect the First. We got to make sure that no one takes our rights away. And I'm not calling for violence. All I'm saying is we have to protect each other. And unfortunately, Charlie Kirk was the one guy. He was the nice guy. He was the nice guy, and they killed him, and it's horrible.
Well, we have to grow up listening to extreme libtards talk about how great Che Guevara is, and we just shut up and let it go, of course, because it's freedom of speech. As soon as someone says, "Oh, we think Trump had a good speech," they want to end us. They want to cancel us. They have zero tolerance.
Listen, if you root against, if go ahead.
No, go ahead.
If you listen, when when Bill Clinton became president, while I might not have liked him, I was rooting for the country. I wanted the country to succeed. And when Clinton and was able to work across the aisle with Newt Gingrich, and we had, some good years there, that was good for the country. When Obama became president, did I want to root for the destruction of the country? Absolutely not. I remember the day after his election, I was hiking through the Claremont Trail up in the IE the next day, and I was thinking about it, and I said, look, I don't like the guy personally, but wow, no one could ever accuse the United States of being racist, right? We've elected
Oh yeah, right.
we elected a black man, right? And then afterwards, a few years later, somehow we're still racist, and I'm thinking to myself, wow, that's amazing. At the end of the day, I want our country to succeed. Do I prefer, you know, uh, conservative views? Yes, but I'm also a bit social. I do have a libertarian streak in me. I don't care if you worship, if you don't worship, if you worship Jesus, if you worship Yoda. I don't care what you do. Be a good person, all right? Pay your taxes, support fellow Americans, and just don't be a butt, right? Don't be an ass. That's the important part, and so I don't care if you're gay, straight, yellow, black, brown, blue. I don't care. Just be a good person. And for listen, like people ask me, am I Christian? I tell people I have Christian leanings, but I don't live a Christian life. And I don't mean that. Listen, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't go out and do bad things. But you know what? I don't preach the gospel. I don't go out there talking about Jesus. Do I believe he existed? Absolutely. Do I know what God is? No, my feeble mind does not comprehend the greatness of an almighty creator. That's just me, right? But I respect Christianity. I respect our Judeo-Christian, society that we have in this country, and I want, I want us to get back to what our founding fathers wanted, and it's unfortunate the amount of bile and crap that we're hearing, from the left. And by the way, sometimes we hear it from the right, right? And that's when I kind of, when people get a little crazy, I kind of stop listening to them. When Candace Owens gets a little crazy, I gotta stop listening. I'm not gonna listen to Nick Fuentes, right? He's supposedly a right winger, but the dude's a Nazi, okay, a Yahtzee, right?
Is he
So
is he Hispanic, dude? Is he Hispanic?
his last name is Fuentes, and somehow he's a racist. He is a racist. And my thing is, I don't want to associate with crap on either side. I don't care if you're left leaning. Listen, you could be, hell, my wife is left leaning. Okay. She's not left to the extreme, right? Most of my friends, I live in Southern California. Most of my friends are left leaning. Out of my group of friends, maybe 30% are conservative. Okay. But do I hate my left leaning friends? Of course not. Do I think they're
Well, the
wrong
problem
sometimes?
is by
Sure.
default, it's propaganda too. By default, you want people try to be good, and they go, okay, so what's the party of good people? They say Democrats, right? But then you go on TikTok and they're like wishing death on people that don't like the same pizza as you.
Yeah, no, I hear you. But you know what? Let's be fair. It's not all Democrats, okay? It's the weak-minded Democrats. It's the Democrats. And same thing happens to the right, right? The one. Listen, the cult followers on either side are bad, right?
Yeah.
So on the left side, yeah, the people that are Charlie Kirk wanted gays to be stoned, and that's exactly what uh, Stephen King was saying, right?
What was that? What was that? That tweet?
Stephen King said that Charlie Kirk wasn't a nice guy because he wanted gays to be stoned, right? And then people all over, including Ambassador Richard Grinnell. I forget what position he holds in the administration now, but he was the ambassador, I think, to the UN or to Germany well, but so again, Richard Grinnell called him out and said, "Hey, I think that maybe the first of all, you're lying, and I think the Kirk estate should sue you, right? And literally within 24 hours of lawsuit threats being made on X, Stephen King apologized because Charlie Kirk never said anything like that, right? And you hear people saying, "Oh, Charlie Kirk said that African Americans were better off, before the civil rights movement," right?
Yeah.
You're cherry picking exactly what's being said. Even members, even leaders in the African American community said that there was elements in the African American community that were better off before the civil rights movement, specifically the nuclear family, right? The mom and dad being together, raising their kids. They were doing a lot better job on that. Things changed. We're not saying the civil rights movement was bad. That's not what Charlie Kirk was saying. He was just
Well, you mean
pointing
the
out.
one Al Gore's dad voted against?
Yeah, exactly. Right. So he was just pointing out certain things that even members of the black community agree. Things change, and it's not just in the black community; it's also in the Hispanic community. But this has evolved because the family structure has fallen apart. Right. It's unfortunate that a lot of children are raised without their dads at home. Right, and that's tough. And I'm not talking about divorced parents. Divorces happen. The question is mom and dad still raising their kids? Is dad still around? And unfortunately, in a lot of communities, right, dad
Yeah.
is absent, and that's where it starts. That's where it starts. And people always, and I don't mean to rant, and I'll stop
No,
whenever
go
you want
ahead.
me to.
We got like what? We're waiting for the press conference. Should be any time now.
People continue to accuse America of being racist, but my wife, I got remarried, and my wife is Korean American, raised in Gardena, Torrance area, right? And one of the things that I always look up to, the Korean community, by the way, or actually the Asian community as a whole, right? How is it that the Asian community comes to this country? They are also a minority, right? But yet they're some of the better off,
Well, we
groups, right?
can't talk about that.
They do, but why is that? And I'll tell you why it is. Because you know what?
Family.
Family. How many Asian families do you know? I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but how many Asian families do you see that are constantly getting divorced, or kids are not being raised with their mom and dad? Raising their kids is very important. And you know what? And there's a lot of hatred being thrown around to the Jewish community, the Jewish community at times. And I'll tell you something: for someone, for a community who had millions of people eliminated, 80 years ago, right? It's the same thing. It's all about family. I'm sounding like a Fast and the Furious movie here. It's all about the family, but it is all about family. You got to you got to raise your kids, and you got to raise them right. It starts at home, Louis.
You got to be careful. Opinions like that may get you ended.
It starts at home, and people don't want to hear that. People listen. What Charlie Kirk, and I told you, and I said this yesterday. Charlie Kirk preached about going to church, and again, I don't go to church, but I'm okay with people going to church. He talked about going to church, about getting married, about having kids, right, and being good. How can you hate that? That's what I want for my kids, right? That's a beautiful message. That's a beautiful message. And they killed the wrong guy. They killed. It's heartbreaking, Louis. It's heartbreaking. It's not like I listen to Charlie Kirk every day. I wasn't one to listen to his podcast every day, right? But this is a guy that I would look up to and say, wow, 31. What have you done in 31 years of life on this planet? This guy at the age of 18 started Turning Point and decided to get involved. He is the American dream. He's exactly what we should aspire kids to do. He was doing nothing wrong. And they killed him.
Even if he was saying something wrong, you can't silence people like that, right?
I agree, of course not. But what's even worse is when you kill someone for saying the truth, right? Listen, his death, and people are going to be like, oh, don't compare him, whatever, because it was a different thing. but he was a community organizer, no different from Malcolm X, no different from MLK, right? But his thing wasn't, where MLK and X was specific to the black community. And by the way, MLK was a great civil rights leader. I agree. Wasn't a very good husband, but he was a great civil rights leader. Okay. Charlie Kirk was there for the Christian community about getting them involved. Okay. About the young people.
Breaking news. Charlie Kirk's, hold on. Charlie Kirk, suspect Taylor Robinson in custody. I think the father turned him in. So we have a name. I never heard a name.
Well, I'm sure his social media has been scrubbed already.
Well, man, they were throwing that other person's name around.
Yeah, and you know what, Louis? That's what. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Purple hair, right? Yeah. I know. Yeah, and that's why I didn't share anything. I saw some Reddit links, some stuff that was being shared from 4chan on X, and I didn't want to say anything because, again, it's better to wait to find out who it is before you start accusing people of such a horrible thing, because you could ruin someone's life. Like you could really ruin someone. Like, I feel bad of that old guy that got arrested that was being held for a second. I feel bad for that guy. If he had nothing to do with it, holy crap.
There probably is a picture of him. I'm not going to share it because, I want to make sure it's the same guy, because the internet is interneting right now. Let the press conference, which is starting, speaks for itself. But yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. Yeah, well, one thing we know for certain, because Crowder got the leak from the from the ATF, right?
Yeah.
The one thing that we know for certain is that the shell casings had certain messages on it, right? Had certain messages.
They said, but we should wait for more proof.
No, I agree, but it's been reported not just by Crowder, the Wall Street Journal, and a bunch of people have confirmed it, right? Yes, there was certain messages written on that rifle, on those shell casing. By the way, Louis, people talk about gun, and I don't want to be very clear, gun violence, horrible, horrible, horrible. But this guy used a really inexpensive hunting rifle. It was a 30-06 bolt action rifle, and that's one rifle that I would never want. I would rather get hit by an AR-15 shell than a 30-06.
Why is it stronger?
Dude, that's what you go hunt, moose with. You know what I mean?
That's what they hit Charlie with.
That's what they hit Charlie with, the 30-06.
Wow. Yes, there's a person of interest caught. The name floating is Taylor Robinson. We reported that. We're going to have the press conference in a little bit and everything like that.
Still
so
no official word on the start time. We will try to give at least a 5-minute warning on that, but we'll do our best on that.
All right. Press conference is starting. Who's ready for the press conference? Let me know. Hit that one. The picture's out there. I do think it's the guy, but
he's young, right? Does it look like the picture?
22. It does look like him, and the shoes are the same. As soon as a major network publishes it, I will cite them.
$22 years old?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Already the governor of Utah has clearly said he wants the death penalty on this case. This kid is wow.
I don't know why TMZ has to report about Charlie Kirk and then talk about what he said about Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift's a piece of garbage industry plant singer. She used to be country. She switched to pop to make more money. She doesn't care about her music. She's garbage. She looks like shit and she has no ass. I don't give a fuck
Hold
about
on
her.
a second. What is TMZ saying? That he said some disparaging remarks about Taylor Swift?
Well, about that, she should be married, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't even care. Taylor Swift's a phony, man. She tried to sue.
But here,
Allegedly, she tried to sue someone that was speaking poorly of her on the internet. So you guys do your own research.
wow. Well, she does get that from Blake Lively, right? They like to sue people.
Best friend.
Yeah. Wow. Well,
Allegedly, from what I've saw, she did, but yeah, her music is garbage. Every time her music's on, my dog howls.
Well, here's the thing, Louis. You and I have different taste in music, but we will agree on one thing. I don't like Taylor Swift, right? I do love country and I love classic rock and southern rock.
Yeah, so do I.
But no, you like the EDM thing.
I don't like EDM. I like house and techno. EDM is garbage. EDM is the pop. EDM is the Beyonce country.
Louis, I thought you were a dubstep guy.
No, I can't stand dubstep, bro. But you know what? It exists, whatever. But yeah, Taylor Swift is tailor made for middle America. You know, she has no curbs, she has no personality, and she has no voice. Like when she sings.
Yeah, but you know what she does have is a whole lot of money, and good for her. I'm a capitalist, and good for her. She was.
But if we're gonna bring up how much money, then Elon Musk is the best singer on the planet. Okay, so
Elon Musk could be whatever he wants to be. Okay, but all I'm saying is, I don't like Taylor Swift's music. And I really don't care.
And of course, her husband's like a little puppy next to her. Dude looks like he belongs in the Blue Oyster Bar.
Well, who's the other Kelsey brother? I think I like the other Kelsey brother a little better.
I don't even care, man. Him walking around with his porn stash. Get the hell out of here. 1970s, 80s Blue Oyster Bar garbage.
You know what? For someone like me who suffers from having good facial hair, I am jealous of the facial hair. It's pretty amazing.
His? I didn't grow that beard, but I don't because
No, if you notice, it's not like I purposely have trashy looking chops. It's just that I can't grow a whole lot of facial hair.
Oh yeah, I see that patch right there on your face, dude.
Yeah, you see that? Yep, that's exactly it. Oh boy. So how many minutes are we? From a couple minutes?
There's no official, but
have you? I can't look because I'm driving, but have you? Is anything on X? Did you check on Benny Johnson's feed? Because if anything's certain, Benny Johnson will post it. He's close to the.
Oh boy, I think they got the guy. I will be posting the picture in a bit, but because the guy, they have pictures of him with the glasses. He looks exactly like the gunman.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they got him. I'm just curious who he is, right? Because here in a few minutes we're gonna.
The name floating around is Taylor Robinson. Sorry.
Taylor Robinson. Do they know where he's from? Utah?
That I don't know.
I'm assuming. I guarantee. Let me tell you something. There's a lot of people right now that are, certain communities, religious and whatnot, that are guarantee are hoping that he's not part of their religion and stuff. Utah being such a big Mormon state, I guarantee the LDS members are like, please God, don't let this guy be a Mormon.
Look, I personally would not be surprised if this guy's a conservative. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, listen, that's why I'm saying I wouldn't be. I don't know who he is, and by the way, and it could be. right? I've said this. It could be. It could be someone who didn't like, Charlie Kirk for whatever reason, or it could be a wacko who wanted to make Charlie Kirk a martyr, right? Who thought that by making Charlie Kirk a martyr, it's good for the conservative. I don't know. I mean, this could be anything. I have no idea. One thing's for certain: you got to be unhinged. You got to be unhinged.
Yeah, I'll be showing the picture as soon as the FBI confirms it. Although there are a lot of people saying it is.
Is anyone saying you're on X?
Yeah.
Did you check Benny Johnson's feed?
Let me check. Betty Johnson?
Benny. Yeah, Benny Johnson.
Benny. I'm not familiar. Or am I?
You'll recognize him. He's always...
Yeah, I know. We just built 20-foot tall Charlie. Okay. Yeah, he's okay, according to Benny Johnson, I'm gonna share the image of the suspect. This is according to Benny Johnson. I have no idea if this is the guy again, but everyone's running with
I see a picture. Yeah.
This picture right here. And if you notice, he is also wearing the same shoes allegedly. Right there.
That looks like a college dorm.
Yeah, it can be. Isn't that where dumb people are created in college now, dude?
Wow. So the report is that, 22-year-old Ty Robinson of Utah is now in custody for involvement in the assassination of Charlie Kirk, with his father holding him until people were able to arrive on scene and arrest him.
So what did he do? Go back home?
Probably.
Oh my God, what a nightmare for the father. I mean, if he has nothing, obviously, I'm assuming he has nothing to do with it, but what a freaking nightmare, man.
Oh my God, yeah.
What a nightmare.
There's more information. Here's the thing, dude. Let me tell you something. The pictures that I'm seeing, there's another one, him standing like with the collar, like he looks like a clean-cut kid.
It could be him, man. Could be him.
No, I'm sure it's him. I'm sure it's him. What I'm saying is, who is this kid?
Oh, it's probably just a regular college student, man. Pretty, normal. Well, who knows? Who knows, man? I saw some weird post. Wackos laughing at people that men that were crying because Charlie Kirk died. So all this time this is the party. These are the people saying that men cry, and then as soon as a man cries, they laugh at him. So weird. Hypocrites, pieces of garbage. It's like real men cry and then they kick your ass, dude.
Listen, if you're human, you're gonna cry.
Well, yeah, Rambo cried.
Hey, Louie, I'm at work. We'll talk. We'll follow up.
All right, man. Keep watching. Thanks for that Atomic Wire, Robert. Thank you. All right. Press conference is about to start. I don't know what's going on here, folks. Listen, this guy, the dad's wearing an American flag. This guy may be a conservative and stuff, so be prepared for that. That's why I never blamed. I never spoke about the person's ideology, because we don't know what's in people's heads, right? I don't know what he is. Thanks, Shelly. Do you work today? Stephen King is looks like he's afraid for a tweet he did. You get sued. Oh, you work? That's right. Well, let's be fair, though. I'm not blaming anybody, but they're certainly not. They're not the Trump supporters laughing at the incident either. Okay, so let's be fair with that. Okay, the person who did it, I don't know what their motives were, but the person laughing at what happened to Charlie are certainly not right wing. So let's not forget that. Okay. It's not really out of the woods, if you ask me. I know, Shelly, you're not, but there's some crazy people out there, man. There's some crazy people. Good morning. Press conference is about to start, allegedly. Person of interest caught. The Trump shooter was also quite young, right? Yeah, he's pretty young. I mean, young people are they don't make good decisions. Folks, do me a favor, hit that like button. Let's get the likes up so you guys get notified. Yeah, it's probably hard. Ann's right, correct. They had, you got to be careful, man. They had the wrong person's picture all over the internet yesterday. They said the name of a wrong person on TV. Yeah, better than the laundries did, right? I'll have the images of them in a bit.
Hello, hello, testing, testing. Hi, everyone. We are 4 minutes out from starting the press conference.
4 minutes for the press conference. Could you guys hear her? Were you guys able to hear her? Perfect.
They just asked me to get in the shot here, but I don't know which camera they're taking for the actual.
All right. They muted the mic, I guess, before they start. Should be starting any moment, folks. Who's ready? Hit that one button.
Yeah.
governor, that would be the Utah Public Safety Commissioner, that would be Cash Patel from the FBI, and the FBI's special agent in charge, John Penny Second. We should see them come into this room for the press conference. That woman in the morning has expired, so any second now, John, we should be hearing more information in this case.
All right, folks, press conference about to start. Feel free to express your opinions, thoughts, ideas. Let us know where you're watching from as well. Does the dad get the reward money? Good question.
And they talked about a discovery that changed everything.
You've been selected to receive the Resident Presidential Scholarship from Utah State University. The value of this scholarship is approximately $32,000. This scholarship is available for 4 years or 8 semesters.
I just heard an alleged speech from the guy, the suspect. He doesn't seem right.
They have DNA. They clearly have.
Folks, we're going to be, this is what we're going to do. We're going to be raiding into Popcorn Planet and then coming back here after that. So everybody head over there, let them know that this was a raid, and then we'll come back here. Let me get the raid ready for the redirect. And then let me see if he's on here. Okay. And we'll go with that. All right. Head over there and then come back here. You guys ready? Let's do this.